Morning, guys. Moon Dust here. Let's talk about the games happened on February 4th, Friday. We got a lot of games. Let's jump right into it. The first game is the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Charlotte Hornets 102-101. Consider Darius Garland did not play. That's pretty impressive. Cedi Osman, he has the opportunity now, but didn't really do anything. Played just 15 minutes even though he started. Really horrible. I think we could, now we know. Unless the Cavaliers got 3 games in 4 days. I don't think I really want to, touch Cedi Osman. Brandon Goodwin, as long as Darius Garland is out, he could be a stream. This game really good. 9 assists, 4 steals, 5 rebounds, and hit 4 threes. Really good stuff from him. But Darius Garland, I don't think the sore back is that serious of issue. It's just for maintenance reasons, I believe. Jared Allen, 22 rebounds and 29 points. Huge game for Jared Allen. Mason Plumlee could not stop this guy. 22 rebounds, 11 of them being offensive. Collectively, the Cavaliers got 15 rebounds and Jared Allen got 11 offensive rebounds. Very, very impressive stuff from him. Evan Mobley didn't go to the free throw line, so he couldn't shoot 50% there. But ranking-wise, in category leagues, he has been horrible in the last month or so. He's not even ranked inside the 200 in the last 2 weeks. That really makes you think. I was pretty high on him, but I just didn't think he would shoot such poorly from the free throw line. So he needs to, start shooting 75%. Otherwise, his ranking is going to be horrible. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals here. Still okay. To me, he should still be a top 50, 60 player. If he pounded free throws, he could even be better. Isaac Okoro just did nothing, so let's not worry about him. Kevin Love is another guy. With Darius Garland out, he's going to take more shots. 18 shot attempts here, 25 points, and 9 rebounds. Still a must roster. It hits 6 threes. My God, is a powerful. The unique combination of rebounds and threes this guy does is pretty unique. The best in the NBA, I think. Nobody shoots that many threes, grab that many rebounds. For the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward came back from his COVID protocol. 3 steals is nice, but whenever he goes off, I try to sell him. Miles Bridges didn't play so well in the last couple games. 12 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. The usage is kind of low, just 8 shot attempts here. Mason Plumlee played 32 minutes, another huge game. Like I said, if you're pounding points and threes, he's a guy to have. And Terry Rozier played 40 minutes, man. 21 shot attempts, 24 points. Forced his way to 20-plus points with 21 shot attempts with 4 threes, but did nothing else. LaMelo Ball is also pretty poor. The drop-off is real, man. He had a good game last game. This game was a minus 20. Had 15 points, 6 turnovers, no defensive stats, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. The drop-off has been crazy with LaMelo Ball. I have my doubts with him next year. I don't know if it's COVID or what it is, because he was so good before he got COVID. First round player, top 15, putting up pretty consistent numbers every single day. Lately has not been good. Kelly Oubre Jr., 21 points, is still on the block. He's a fine guy to stream, I think, especially for points and threes. But the free throw isn't a concern. He doesn't do that much. He does get some defensive stats, but the minutes with him is inconsistent. And even if he gets 20 minutes, you just don't know what you're going to get out of him, But him taking 19 shots is pretty interesting. Miles Bridges played 37, took only 8 field goals. Yeah, and Carol Bridges got that green light. PJ Washington had a great game last time around, just 26 minutes, so he's not a must roster as long as Mason Plumlee is playing. Sometimes due to matchup reasons, he will get more minutes, but most of the time he won't. All right, let's talk about the next game. The Celtics beat Detroit. Fine, that's what they're supposed to be doing. But I think they won 4 straight. They're turning the season around a little bit. Yeah, they won 4 straight. 8th seed right now. 4 games about 500. Jason Tatum plays just 28 minutes, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 threes. That's fine. Al Horford just 19 minutes. Yes. He's a guy that very expendable when the playoff comes around. But for now, I think just want to hold because the stat. You're just not gonna find another guy on the waiver wire like him. Very rarely. And play just 19 minutes. Robert Williams continues to be super strong, 11 rebounds and 5 blocks. And for a season, Robert Williams really is eating out Horford lunch. I don't think they're a good fit on the court together. They really don't. That's impacting Al Horford a lot. Marcus Smart, due to the blowout, played just 25 minutes. That's totally fine. Had 6 assists and a steal. He'll be better than this, given 30 plus minutes. Jaylen Brown started at the, now they're just running Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum lineup. Al Horford, Robert Williams. So who's really the point guard? Jaylen Brown also played very poorly, to be honest. All the star players from the Celtics didn't play so well, but they still got the win. Bad from the free throw line, Jaylen Brown. To me, he's the top 40 player. Scores a lot, hits a lot of threes, gets some defensive stats, but some issues with his efficiency. Last year, for majority of the season, his field goal was insane. This year, well, his hamstring issues were bothering him. 56 ranked player, so not top 40. This year, another thing is shooting 45%, 45.7. That's a little bit of drop off, and only getting 1 steal. Last year he was getting 1.2, 1.3. So if all those things go up a little bit, he will be inside that top 40, top 45. But I'm not too high on him this year. So if you can get a Bam Adebayo for him, Jaylen Brown, they're kind of similar in the rankings. That's something I'll be looking to do. To trade him for Shea, maybe, even though the concern with Shea is that anything bad happens, he's going to be out for a while because Oklahoma City just has no reason to rush him back or, just going to rest him, right? Let's look at Detroit Pistons. Sadiq Bey took 17 shots, 17 field goals. The guy to be fair, this game, Kate Cunningham was out, but he gets consistent usage on this team, consistent minutes. It's just up to him. He's inconsistent with almost everything. Hit 4-3 steal, 21 points. Still okay, especially if you're punting field goals. Jeremy Grant. A lot is going to happen in the next 5-6 days until the trade deadline, so we'll see what happens. This game not the best game, considering Kate Cunningham was out. Isaiah Stewart, huge game actually. 8 offensive rebound, 17 rebounds total, but didn't do anything else. He's not a guy, as we see in this game, he's not a good field goal guy. He's not a field goal anchor. He doesn't block a lot of shots. So the only thing now he provides is the rebound, nothing else. Hamidou Diallo got 28 minutes, had 14 rebounds. Wow. I mean, the Celtics just bricks after bricks. Well, they actually took 20 more field goals than Celtics. They got a lot of offensive rebound as well. 20 offensive rebound. They still lost the game. Just couldn't make any shots. Huge game from Diallo as well, but can't really trust it. Kelly Olynyk, another 15 minutes. I just want to hold him. If you got him already, sure. If you don't have him, I don't think I want to pick him up. But you have him, you just wait for a few days, see what happens, right? If nobody gets traded and he's still getting 15 to 20 minutes, I think it's time to move on. Obviously, Corey Joseph, 24 minutes, and Killian Hayes, they are basically splitting the minutes now. With both guys have some streaming values for assists and steals, and that's about it, really. They don't really do anything else. And Killian Hayes had 5 fouls in 24 minutes, had 2 blocks. Killian Hayes can get you some defensive stats. That's one thing about him. But now, consider Kate Cunningham didn't even play. He only got 24 minutes. That's kind of sad. The next game, the Chicago Bulls beat Indiana Pacers at Pacers. As you know, the Bulls have not had a good record on the road lately, I think, against bad teams in particular. This game, wow, all the Bulls starters, they play well. So obviously, Ayo Dosunmu is a must roster. Had dished out 14 assists and 2 steals here. No rebounds, 15 points. A must roster. Super, super strong. Super, super good. And there is a timestamp on his value. When Lonzo comes back, when Caruso comes back, which is still a long time away, but when they do come back, I don't think he's not going to be getting 30 minutes. And Kobe White is also out this game. Giovante Green also played well. I think we got to look at him. Beginning of the season, he wasn't getting a lot of defensive stats, and he's getting them now, 1 steal and 2 blocks. check his college stats, pretty good. He gets a lot of defensive stats. So maybe he will continue to do that in the NBA now, 16 points as well. So if he's out down the waiver wire, let's see and grab him. Troy Brown Jr. also, if all the guys are out, if Kobe White is out, you could stream him. He gets some defensive stats as well. But this game, would you look at Vucevic? After this game, on the season, another huge game from Nikola. Where is he at? To Nicholas. Yeah, 19th ranked player. It's honestly like he should be a top 20, top 25 player. He's obviously doing it with all the guys out, but I think once his shooting goes up, he should be a top 20, top 25 player. So unless you can get a top 15, top 10, which I highly doubt you're going to get, I think you just hold it. Like, I would trade Vucevic for DeRozan, right? Like, get Vucevic, trade away DeRozan. But that's already too late because Vucevic is already ahead of DeRozan now. 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 36 points. Huge game. Really good. Shot the ball really well as well. Against the bad Pacers team, of course. DeMar DeRozan, also a huge game. Didn't shoot the ball well. But again, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. He went 14 for 14 the other night. So 23 for 23. That's a huge boost to your free throw. 7 assists, a steal and a block. 6 turnovers, 31 points. Good stuff from him. For the Pacers, Caris LeVert, man. 42 points. We don't know what's going to happen at the trade deadline. And, if nobody gets traded, if Sabonis comes back, if Malcolm Brogdon comes back, he's not going to do this. So for now, just hold on to him. You can sell high if you want. But a lot could change on this Pacers team. Miles Turner could also get traded. Chris Duarte plays just 24 minutes. Really bad. Minus 23. But I think we could just hold on to him till the trade deadline. If, let's say, Caris LeVert or Malcolm Brogdon, he will be getting 30-plus minutes and he will get the usage that he needs to be that top 70, 80 player maybe. After the trade deadline, if nothing happens, we could let him go. Terry Taylor. It's just like Isaiah Jackson. These two guys, whenever they get 35-plus minutes, sure, they are monsters, right? Another huge game, 14 rebounds and 21 points. But, when guys come back, if guys don't get traded, well, you could stream him. If you need some production on Sunday. But, otherwise, you just pump and dump. Torrey Craig, huge minutes as well, 39 minutes. Another guy we could stream, Justin Holiday, made 3 threes, 3 steals in the block. Those are pretty good numbers. All the guys, you could stream them. All the Pacers starters this game. Dwayne Washington Jr. got 20 minutes. I don't think we're too interested in him. And now Jeremy Lamb only gets 6 minutes now. So this Pacers team, we just gotta wait till the trade deadline and make some decisions then. For the next game, the Atlanta Hawks lost to the Toronto Raptors. Raptors, they've been winning games. They're a tough team. They struggled early in the season, but they find their groove. They're 7th right now. They won 5 straight. Very hot. And the Hawks, they just beat the Phoenix Suns, right, the other night. John Collins was questionable coming in, and he did end up playing. 34 minutes, 23 points. Good stuff. And he's another guy they want out. So if he gets traded, what's going to happen? We got to figure it out. We got to figure out what happened. DeAndre Hunter played well. Kevin Huerter played okay. Bogdanovic actually played the best with 18 points, 5 assists, 4 steals in the block. All 3 guys need to be rostered. I think I prefer Bogdanovic and then DeAndre Hunter and then Kevin Huerter. But all 3 guys, you can make an argument that, they all need to be rostered. For Bogdanovic, it's not so bad coming off the bench, right? He still got his 34 minutes. And the question for him is, can he stay healthy? And at the same time, like if you can do the 2-for-1 to get a top 50 player, like if Bogdanovic plus DeAndre Hunter for a top 50 player, you obviously do it. Interestingly, Okongwu and Clint Capella, they they only played 39 minutes. That means, they went small, right, toward the end of the games. But even that, Capella only played 19 minutes. That is concerning. 9 rebounds and a block. Maybe it will be very tough to sell him high. After many games like this, he has not hit over 30 minutes for a long time. And Okongwu is playing well. 4 offensive rebounds in 21. I mean, he didn't really do much this game, a minus 14. But there are games that Okongwu plays very well, and he's eating into Capella's lunch. Capella cannot get traded this season. I think we know that, but the outlook for him is not great. Okongwu is playing more minutes than him now. I mean, it's just one game. Next game, he could still get 25 and Okongwu gets 20, but still not great. For the Toronto Raptors, just check out the minutes. Everybody played 35 plus. Fred VanVleet, 26 points, 11 assists, 5 threes, no defensive stats. That's surprising. Consider Trae Young is on the other side. A good game. Gary Trent Jr. The magic is gone. Not scoring 30 points. 19 points, still good, and a steal, 3 threes. Pascal hit 33 points. What a game from him. Great efficiency across the board, 33 points, 9 rebounds. He has been unbelievable. If you can get a top 20 player back for him, sure. Otherwise, if he can keep this going, that's top 20, to be honest. If he can fix his free throws, for sure top 20. The level of counting stats he's providing lately is insane. Absolutely insane. OG, this is, I prefer OG just get us the defensive stats than scoring 17 points on low efficiency, to be honest. Hit 2 threes, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. That's totally fine with me. Good stuff from him. And Scotty Bombs provided some defensive stats, 2 steals, 60 points, and 9 rebounds, 4 assists. This is why we love Scotty. He provides everything. But just like the other Raptor guys, OG also gets some assists. Like all the Raptor guys, they're just fantasy beasts. They probably have the best fantasy squad out of all the across the NBA. They're starting 5. They are top 50. Well, Scotty Bombs is not top 50, but the other guys are, and Scotty's pretty close. All right, let's go to the next game. This game, something interesting happening. The Houston Rockets lost to the San Antonio Spurs. This game wasn't close, but our fantasy favorite person, Emperor Shangun, played 29 minutes. Had 4 personal fouls. Christian Wood, the starting Jaylen Green, they were all getting destroyed. Minus 28 for him. Jaylen Green was a minus 35. That's another reason he was able to get a few extra minutes. But before this game, he got 25. So if he can get 25, 30 minutes, I think we could roster him. And also the trade deadline is coming up. So have him and just see what happens. I mean, the next game he very could well be to play 20 minutes and does nothing. But I don't mind if you take a flyer on him. 1 steal and 3 blocks, 18 points. Pretty good game from him. Kenyon Martin Jr. is another guy that we want to keep track of in case some trade happen if Christian Wood and Giovante goes away. Right, he could come in and play 30 minutes. He pretty close. He played 28 minutes. Pretty close this game. He also have tremendous fantasy upside. He gets the blocks, right? Jaylen Green, yeah, this is why. Even gets benched. And what is going on with Kevin Porter Jr.? Why did he even play 11 minutes? What happened with him? Did he get ejected? What's going on? Exits with an illness. What the hell? Okay. Sure, like if you want to continue to hold on to this guy, it's fine. But just, be ready to pound a few efficiency categories. Christian Wood, 13 and 11, 2 blocks. Again, went 2 for 6. You got to pound free throws with this guy. Next year, if you want to take him, don't take him. I wouldn't take him inside top 60, to be honest. After 60, sure. Like if I'm pounding free throws, I might take him a little bit early. He does provide pretty solid scoring and rebounds. But blocks, not a lot of blocks. Field goal was not good for a center. Does hit some threes, but not a lot. Just a lot of issues with his fantasy game. And we'll see what happens at the trade deadline. Jason Tate played 26 minutes. Okay, I don't think he's a must roster. The minutes is up and down. Production every once in a while he's gonna have some good games, but a lot of the times it's just bad. And Josh Christopher, we kept Kevin Porter Jr. out, went off as well. 23 points, 3 steals. If people get traded, maybe he will have an opportunity. But as long as Kevin Porter Jr. and Jaylen Green is there, healthy and playing, I don't see a situation where you get consistent 30 minutes, to be honest. And I don't think the Rockets are trading those two guys, right? I don't think so. For the San Antonio Spurs, another great win. Even though their record sucks, 12th seed, but they just seem to surprise people whenever they play. They're capable of winning games under the leadership of Popovich. Keldon Johnson, huge game out. Try to sell high on this guy. He's been really good lately. Try to sell him. He's inconsistent. I don't buy it. Jacob Poeltl, huge game as well against the Rockets. So I don't think I would get too excited because this game was against a bad Rocket team. 21-10 with 1 steal and 3 blocks and added some assists as well. Derek White played just 28 minutes. I don't know why. Devin Vassell maybe eating his lunch. Not great, but let's just see what happens. At some point I think he's gonna go back to 30 minutes. Devin Vassell, Devontae Murray, did not play last time around. Come in and play huge. 4 steals is huge, but consider it was against the Rockets. Yeah. Devin Vassell played 27 minutes, had 2 steals and a block. That's why, this is the upside with this guy is that if he gets the minutes, he can get the defensive stats, and hopefully he can do some other stuff, grab rebound, hit threes. He was a plus 27. But this level of production is probably not enough. 2 steals and a block is nice, but he's not going to get that every single game. The other stuff, 4 points, 3 rebounds. But always a guy you could stream. One of those streaming options. Don't have to roster him. All right, let's talk about the next team. The Brooklyn Nets lost by 23, but this game wasn't really that close. By the third quarter, they were down by 30 plus points. James Harden was out. Who knows what's going on with the Nets? The news came out that the Sixers, the title was really weird. Expected to pursue James Harden. So basically, they're going to try. Daryl Morey is going to try. Ben Simmons for Harden. I think that'll make both teams better, honestly. Harden, maybe Harden is not happy. I'm not sure. I feel that if I'm Kyrie Irving's teammates, I'm not happy either. But what are you gonna do? Kyrie's making his choices. And in the playoffs, I think they're gonna pay the fine to let him play. That it is a possibility. Kyrie was pretty bad this game, 6 for 20, but whenever he plays, he should be a top 10 player on a per game basis. Paddy Mills played just 22 minutes. Yeah, with all the guys in and out of the lineup, Paddy Mills is a must roster. They need spacing on this team. Had 11 points, played just 22 minutes actually. Nobody played high minutes other than Ken Thomas who went off. This guy is capable of go off like this, 30 minutes, 30 points. So if Harden, if no trades happens, and if KD and Harden, or if KD and Kyrie, if those guys are out, we could stream Ken Thomas, see what happens. Nicholas Claxton unfortunately left the game in 5 minutes because of a hamstring issue. So what's going to happen next? Who are they going to start at the center? Maybe De'Aaron Sharp. But he cannot play 30 minutes. So really nobody. LaMarcus Aldridge is still out. If he comes back first, then Aldridge could be a must roster. With all the guys out, he'll get 25 to 30 minutes. James Johnson, Kessler Edwards, none of these guys are really fantasy, providing that much value. The whole Nets team. To be honest, because Kyrie, KD, and Harden, they take up so much cap space, and now Joe Harris is out. The rest of the guys, who is really, they are below average NBA players, no disrespect. Kessler Edwards, James Johnson. Claxton have some upside, right? Patty Mills is okay, but Bembry, Cam Thomas, sure he could score, but he can't do anything else. Bruce Brown, Javon Carter. So the construction of this roster, when the 3 guys take up such high cap space and one of them is out for season, Joe Harris, maybe play 1 game this season, and Kyrie is part-time player. That makes it hard to win games in the regular season. And now that KD is out, and Harden is also a shell of himself, so all these factors. Going against the Nets. For the Jazz, the big news is Donovan Mitchell came back and just, the Nets defense. Easy game. Also, he shot the ball extremely well, 27 points. Glad to see him back. Mike Conley with him back at 3 steals and a block. Really good game. Azubuike. started at the center with Rudy and both Rudy and Hassan Whiteside out, but those guys going to be back. I don't think he's really fantasy relevant. Royce O'Neal played 28 minutes, didn't really do much, but he could be a streamer, for those peripheral stats. Bogdanovic had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 threes and 4 assists. Sure, also a great game from Bogdanovic. But with Donovan Mitchell back, while he was out, nobody really took that usage boost. Well, Hassan Whiteside actually did play, but he came off the bench. But maybe try to sell high on Bogdanovic. But it's not like he played that well with the absence of Donovan. Still just, give you 18 points a game and nothing else and some threes. Let's go to the next game. The New Orleans Pelicans beat the Denver Nuggets. And Jokic did play. And behind who? Who else? Our friend Herbert Jones. He just went crazy this game. 34 minutes, 25 points, 3 threes, great, crazy efficiency, 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and 2 steals. Man, this guy is insane in the last 2 weeks. 57th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. I don't think he could be a top 50, 60 player. Maybe, 80. So if you can get a top 50 player, do a 2 for 1. You do it. Majority of his value is going to come from his defensive stats. So if the defensive stats fall off, then he's going to be outside of 120, 130 for sure. But if he can maintain 1.3, 1.4 steals with, close to 1 block, and score a little bit, grab some rebound with good, decent efficiency, then he could be top 70, top 80. But 57th is just is a bit too high. Shooting 94% from the free throw line in the last 2 weeks. I think it's not sustainable. Pretty clear. And Josh Hart was also out. A couple of guys. Valanciunas had an okay game, but just 7 rebounds. What's up with his rebounding numbers? But when is Zion coming back? As he's gonna have huge minutes, play huge minutes, be that consistent top 40 player for your team. Jackson Hayes started alongside of Valanciunas. How did that work? I guess Valanciunas can shoot the 3, but the spacing seemed horrible. But we'll see. If Jackson Hayes gets consistent 30 minutes, he's a must roster. 11 rebounds, a steal and a block, 22 points. Brandon Ingram also played really well. 23 points, 12 assists, 7 for 7 from the free throw line, and 1 steal and 2 blocks versus this Denver team. This doesn't happen that often, but really good. Giovante Graham, 6 points, 5 assists, very, very borderline. You gotta be ready to drop this guy whenever you see a hot waiver pickup. Nikolai Alexander-Walker, with all the guys back, too bad he just gets 20 minutes, so we can move on from him. For Denver Nuggets, Jokic did play almost a triple-double, 25 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals. We only took 10 field goals, but what are you going to say about this guy? So good. Clear number 1 next year, in my opinion. Will Barton played also very well. 3 steals and block. Those defensive stats are coming in. 17 points. Monty Morris had 19 points and 4 assists and a block. But Monty Morris, usually the stats are so super empty with this guy. Aaron Gordon was out, so Jeff Green, Devon Reed started, didn't really do much. Jeff Green just getting 18 minutes. Other than Jokic, and Will Barton is not even a top 50 player. This Denver team really lacking some fantasy talent. On the bench you have like Bones Highland, who could be a good fantasy player. Zeke Najin also played 30 minutes, but the minutes with this guy, like Coach Malone, there's some good coaches in the league. They like to try different lineups. Just throw different lineups out there, see what works. So what's gonna happen is that you just don't know, what guy is how many minutes they're gonna get. There is no consistency. Coaches just making decisions on the fly based on what they see that game, based on how they feel. So other than Jokic and Will Barton, all the other guys, none of them is a must roster. Aaron Gordon is close, but the guy's efficiency is such a big issue, and the defensive stats also pretty low for a guy, with his size and athleticism. Let's talk about the next team. Philadelphia Sixers lost to the Mavericks at Dallas. Joel Embiid, 27 points. What a game from him. Didn't score over 30, but 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. He doesn't block the shots like he used to, but now he's getting a lot of steals. Still very, very solid. Can't complain. He's playing. Matisse Thybulle played 26 minutes. Danny Green played 25. If Matisse Thybulle have those 3 steals, 3 block games, try to sell him. With everybody healthy, it's just, like a guy like Herbert Jones is going to be much better. Even though maybe, Matisse Thybulle gets more defensive stats. Tobias Harris, just a bad game. 13 points and 3 rebounds and 5 assists. Seth Curry hit 3 threes, 11 points. And Tyrese Maxey, he's been playing well. Can't deny that. 18 points, 6 assists. But with Joel Embiid around, he's not going to be a top 50 player. More like top 80, around top 80 range. And on the season, where is his rankings? 62nd ranked player. But a big portion of it was without Joel Embiid. I think with Joel Embiid is probably around 80, that range. So if you can do a 2-for-1, let's say Joel Embiid sit out for a back-to-back, just really try to sell him. I think he went off last time Joel Embiid sat out. He scored like 30 points or something. Let's look at the Mavericks. Reggie Bullock, a great game for threes. He could be a good 3-point streamer, but that's how he is. He really offers nothing else. Dorian Finney-Smith played 39 minutes. Well, this game, both Porzingis and Maxi Kleber were out. When those guys come back, I don't think Reggie Bullock or Dwight Powell will play 30-plus minutes. And also, maybe it was against Joel Embiid, so Dwight Powell has to be... Because I don't think Porzingis will be a good matchup for Joel Embiid. Both guys played okay, and Dorian Finney-Smith, you can throw him for a 2-for-1 package for a better player. Otherwise, it could go both ways. Sometimes he'll play well, sometimes he doesn't. You maybe get more value out of that roster spot, but it depends on what you need. Jaylen Brown, 19 points, 4 assists, an average game. But Luka lately has been crazy good. Maybe he was out of shape beginning of the season. This is what we accustomed of seeing Luka put up. The numbers he was putting. Like last year, he was doing this very consistently. This year, earlier part was not good. Now the triple doubles are coming in: 2 steals, 13 rebounds, 15 assists. But again, 6 for 9 from the free throw line. This is just what's gonna. Is he gonna fix it? We'll see. Definitely not this year. Let's talk about the last game of the day. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Portland Trailblazers. Well, because they didn't have Norman Powell and didn't have, Robert Covington. So, but either way, they didn't have Shea either. Josh Giddey, as long as Shea is out, Josh Giddey is gonna have some nice usage. Took 15 shots, 16 points, but he hasn't exploded. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and still is okay. Hit 2 threes, but you would think he would do more. Trey Mann continues to start, took 7. Yeah, we could definitely stream this guy. Got 30 plus minutes again. I really struggled from the field, but last game he had 30 points. This game he took 17 shots. So I would look to stream him if I'm looking for points and threes mainly. I can't even say this guy's name. Diakite. Mamadi Diakite. Started. Who is this guy? Played 30 minutes right away. 3 blocks. Maybe all the centers are out on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Derek Favors was out. He is interesting. If he can get consistent 30 minutes, just like any other center in the NBA, if you get consistent 30 minutes, then you need to be rostered. But next game, he may just be out of the rotation. Lou Dort also played well. Another beneficiary with Shea out. He's going to have a very high usage. Hit 4 threes, 23 points with the block. Darius Bazley. If you're looking for rebound and defensive stats, you could look at him as well. He's been starting with Shea out. Efficiency will be an issue. Free throw will be an issue. But the counting stats will be pretty solid, in my opinion, if he gets 35 plus minutes. But if you're trying to win field goal and free throws, you gotta be careful if you stream this guy. But if you already lost or you already won those 2 categories, then no worries, stream him away. For the Portland Trailblazers, there's gonna be some changes coming. They made some trades. I think that helps Fernie Simons. That helps CJ. Well, it's not like CJ McCollum needs any help. He's still gonna be the number 1 guy on this team. and Nurkic, and maybe Larry Nance Jr. when he does come back, because they traded away 2 rotation guys getting 35 plus minutes, and they get back Eric Bledsoe. I don't think Eric Bledsoe is going to play huge minutes. He's not going to take a Fernie Simons minutes, I don't think. So I think it helps all the Blazer guys, basically. Norman Powell is also a pretty high usage guy. Maybe not Robert, because Robert Covington, he doesn't demand that usage. Maybe just the minutes. It will free up minutes for the others. This game, Fernie Simons, CJ McCollum, both played okay. Fernie Simons is going to be huge. I think I'm convinced he's going to be a top 50 player rest of the way. He's going to average, I think, 20 points, 6 assists. It depends on the efficiency and the defensive stats. He could very well move inside that top 50. CJ McCollum, 19 points. Yeah, didn't have the best game. Yusuf Nurkic somehow shot 6 for 19 against the Oklahoma City Thunder team. I don't know how that happened. 60 rebound, 2 steals. And the minutes, we knew Yusuf Nurkic has been great on the season. Let's see where Nurkic is. Oh, wow. I cannot believe it. On the season, he's a 112th ranked player. He's shooting 68%. Yeah, the free throw is a killer. For a lot of big men, if you have a subpar free throws, if you're shooting 70% on full attempts, that's going to tank your rankings by 50-40 spot. So you really got to think about, what you want to do with them if you draft them next year. Do you just want to go with the route of punting free throws? Because it just be a headache to own one of these guys. And then with this game, Tony Snell and CJ Alvey started. But those guys, they're not really fantasy relevant. So we could just forget about them. And that's it for all the games, guys. I'll see you later.